For where we are now, what is the pathway? If the Senate gets a vote, what sort of things in the deal do Republicans have to deliver on? And is Obamacare reform, Republican style, likely to be taken up before the end of the year?
So first and foremost, we had a conference call today, and probably everybody knows that we're advised to come back to Washington, D.C. The earliest possible vote, depending upon what the Senate does, will be Wednesday, late Wednesday. It may not be. It just depends upon what happens in the Senate and when they vote for that. And so within that package, first and foremost, remember the original 7-week continuing resolution was to expire on November 21st. So the continuing resolution is carried forward until January 30th of 2026. In that, there are 3 appropriation bills that we actually had already had come through the House. So the Ag Appropriation Bill, which importantly has SNAP in it, the military construction VA bill, and then the legislative branch bill. So those 3 appropriation bills will go into a minibus. Remember, we have already gone through them. We have already voted on them. There have already been amendments on those. There'll be some changes because of amendments or agreement with the Senate. So we'll have a continuing resolution till January 30th. We will have 3 appropriation bills. There will be in the Senate guaranteed vote to talk about the enhanced premium tax credits. But importantly, there's no increase in spending in the bills that are going forward. And then we'll continue to work on our appropriation bills, hopefully getting the farm bill through, and then conversations about how do we lower health care costs and what's the best way to do that. And any conversation about tax credits, the enhanced premium tax credits, you and I have had that conversation. I've had that conversation with members. I think that's a very difficult pill to swallow for that money to go directly to the insurance companies. But there needs to be reforms in the Affordable Care Act in exchange for doing anything on the regular tax credits, which are not expiring and which continue to be there. So whether that is people paying more or paying something when they're not paying anything, whether that's income limits, I think there's a variety of things that we can do. And as I said, we passed provisions in the Working Families Tax Cuts for direct primary care, for expanding HSAs. I mean, I think it's important that, number one, costs come down when people control their money, and number 2, having more choice and more control over your health care, more incentives to adopt healthy lifestyles, which can reduce chronic diseases. And I think those are things that absolutely we want to have a conversation about.
Yeah, very exciting times. Choice has worked in education. It's going to work in health if we can just get there with a little bit more of it.